bonjour, entrez-vous, how are you? Well, I am not well, would you believe? Would you believe? I'm coming down with the dose. Yeah, I wasn't feeling well yesterday. My ear started at me, which is always a bad sign. And now my throat, and now I just feel kind of shivery and achy. And so if I'm not making much sense today, please forgive me. You know when you're not well and your head isn't working and all of that? That's how I am today. Oh yeah, and so I said it to himself, and he said there's a lot of it about. He said Clyman Simon has a sore throat too, and it's a shame because I am all geared up for autumn, as you can see. I was out in my boots this morning, going hello. And people were looking at me, and they were still in their sandals and stuff, and I was like, yes, I'm here for autumn, and they were like, feck you, no. But still, it's coming. I can see it in the way the opposite grand stretch to the evenings, the grand contraction. So anyway, look, I'm talking rubbish, and I will tell you things. Yes, it was a hard week. Returning from the holidays is always hard, and missing the babies and the people and the dossing and the food and everything, that's always hard. And we all particularly miss baby Hannah. And I have to tell you what Rita Ann said yesterday. Oh yeah, it's Saturday where I am. I'll explain in a minute. Friday was yesterday in my world. And we had a full house yesterday because it was 2 birthdays. We were celebrating 2 birthdays, not 1 but 2. So Rianne she had to go to the dentist during the week, and she was getting a root canal or something rotten done, and it was unpleasant because it is. And then she said, but when she was sitting and lying there, kind of, didn't she remember what it was like holding Hannah? And she said, and she started to relax, and oh my God, like totally. She's so warm and solid and sweet and soft and just yum in all the ways. Right, yeah, we're doing this on Saturday because at the crack of dawn on Sunday, himself is going away up a hill. When I say hill, I mean an Alp. A big high Alp, snowy mountain. And he would be gone for a week. And I expect to go badly feral. I just feel I haven't done it properly in a while, and I need to give it a go. There's something incredibly freeing about the feralness. Except we have to go. We are going on a road trip on Thursday and Friday. Rita Ann, the Redzers, Old Woman, and me, and we are driving her down to Limerick to meet a friend, one of the girls I used to work with. Actually, no, 2 of the girls she used to work with. And so they will be having some sort of lunch and reminiscing about the olden days. And then we were staying overnight. And then the plan was the following day that she would take afternoon tea with 4,000 cousins. And then she got into a panic about that and said, what if she accidentally didn't invite somebody, and then they would be her enemies forever. And I said, look, it's grand. We'll find the head cousin, the alpha cousin, and we'll ask him, because it's always a him, isn't it? Although not really. No, not in the case of cousins. We'll ask them who we should invite. She goes, oh no, that'd be worse. No, Marian, I can't cope. No. And I was sad then because she'd been all, whatever the word is, jizzed up, to use one of her words, about meeting the cousins. And she goes, sure, look it, I can't do a thing the whole country knows about. You put everything on the Twitters. Don't put this on the Twitters. But you look it, what harm? Anyway, this isn't the Twitters. But we are what she has asked for instead is more ominous, really. She wants to visit the house where she was brung up in Clare. I mean, it's not there anymore. It's all tumbly down and all forested and grown over and really quite, it is excellently spooky, really. And then she wants to go to Lahinch in County Clare, where she used to go to the sea on the Whit weekend when she was a girdle. And so we agreed to this initially, and then we were a bit, hold on a minute, you're not planning on dying, are you? Like, this isn't like your the last tour, like your greatest hits. And she goes, I'm not planning to die. I just want to see it. So anyway, that's what we're doing. The 5 of us. We'll be a funny bunch. Oh God, it's hilarious. The hotel we're staying in sent an email asking us if we wanted to book dinner, and they sent through an email with tasting menus and wine pairings, and every time I hear something like that I'm going to, you know, with the Reds, I just think of the Blues Brothers. They're just gas and savage, the way those pair were. Now that's made me think of Aretha Franklin, and now I'm sad. But I'm going to talk to you about books, something slightly different this week. There's a publishing house called Persephone Print, and they print books that were written by women's, I suppose, in the 20s, 30s and 40s. You know, books that have gone out of print. And there's a couple I wanted to talk to you about. Lissa Evans and Anna Carey alerted me to, oh God, now we see the head. A writer, her surname is Whipple. She's written, I think, about 9 novels, and I've been reading one of them. I think it's something called The Trouble with the Lockwoods. I'm sorry. But there's one writer in particular I want to talk to you about. It's a writer called E.M. Delafield, and she wrote The Diaries of the Provincial Lady in the 30s. And they're lovely. It's so funny how, like, I mean, it was 60 more years ago, 70 years ago, and how people are kind of, you know, people are always the same. She's gas, she's wry, she's lovable, it's very readable, it's very enjoyable. So she's E.M. Delafield. But, you know, so many lovely books have been reprinted by Persephone Press, and I would really recommend them. You know, I've read a couple, and I'm just excited about all these books to discover in the first place. And now, a different entirely, Gerald Seymour. Now, I haven't read this yet, but I'm about to start it. Do you know about him? He's a political thriller writer. He's written thousands of books. I think he wrote Harry's Game. I must just check. I think he did. Do you know? He doesn't know. I think he did. Anyway, I've read lots of his books, and the last one was Jericho's War, and it's set in Yemen, and it was just so great. Like, they're intelligent, they're well researched. Himself is coughing now. You won't be able to go up that high Alp yoke tomorrow. You'll have to stay and go feral with me instead. He's nodding. He'll go. He doesn't care. You know, if both his legs fell off, he'd still go. He'd climb the Alp. I don't know, using his ears or something, wouldn't you? You would. He's nodding. Yeah, he writes about intelligence services, and he sounds like he knows everybody and he knows everything. And everything, well, in the books that I've read, they're always very current. I mean, that might scare you to death. Like, you know, it's not a comforting read. But I don't know, I find them very engrossing and very, very interesting. And yeah, so I loved the last one, Jericho's War, which I said was set in Yemen, which is, you know, it's something we should know about. And but this one is about Russians hacking, cyber hacking, and I am just about to start it, and I am exciting and looking forward to it. Not I am exciting. I am excited. You see, I'm not well. Do you see? Anyway, so that's the scale, and I will be tweeting from the road trip, because I'm not allowed to drive. So I'll be in the back with the Redsers. Pray for Marian. #. I'm really looking forward to it. I hope we get nice weather. Not for me, of course. For Mam. I hope autumn gives us a day off, because the old woman would really like to see the sea with the sun shining on it. I'm sorry, I've been very raw-matey and all over the place, but I'm not well, you see. I am not well. I will be on to you next Monday, which will be, Christ, that week. God, it might be the bank holiday in Britain. Yes, it'll be your last hurrah. The Strictly announcements. I don't really know any of them, apart from Katie Piper, who I very much approve of. But the thing is, it doesn't matter. I will love them all very early on. You know, by the time we're God, I really hope Kate, no, she wants to dance with Giovanni. But what kind of nonsense is that? She must want to dance with Pasha. Maybe she doesn't know about Pasha. That's the only possible explanation. Anyway, it's exciting. And goodbye. And have a nice week. And enjoy your last hurrah of the summer. And start looking up new boots. I am.